Good afternoon. My name is Cole Carter. I am in the ENT 640 Section 50 Summer 2017 class. I would like to discuss my assumptions for my business, which is called Jury Connect. It's a business that basically sells custom-made material or pieces. So I'm going to start with my initial cash balance, which I thought pretty pretty hard about the amount that's needed to start this business and to keep it going for at least the next 2 years. So I thought that 55,000 would be a realistic amount. So paid in capital 55,000. So then I went on down to the product sales. And of course, this is where I'm going to forecast how many of my jewelry pieces will I sell monthly. And again, I thought it was very realistic um, to put that in the first couple of months, first 3 months, I will not sell anything because those first 3 months will really be me basically trying to set the business up, trying to market my business and get the and because it is a custom hand a custom jewelry being made, it's going to take a little bit more time to produce those products. So these 3 months gave me an opportunity to set everything up. However, beginning during the fourth month is when I began to sell. So my forecast was that I would sell 50 pieces per month. And if you notice, I decided that 50 pieces would be pretty realistic throughout the first year. So 50 pieces is basically 10 different items or items per week. And again, we have to keep in mind that these are custom made pieces. So of course, the time to make it will be would of course I would need more time. So then we go to the units sold. If you notice, on the fourth month I began with 50 and I began to increase over time, if you notice. Okay, I became more comfortable again with producing these pieces, so I am able to um, overall sell more. Okay, and if you notice, during the second month, um, the items I sell monthly increased. Okay, they increase, and then during certain times of the year, they began to decrease. And I was really concerned about, I'm looking at, well, why during these particular months did my business begin to decrease? Well, again, you would think that it would be increasing during this time, but I also took into account that this is the time that I would particularly be um, making custom pieces less during this particular season. So I work hard through the year, and this is the time that I began to wind down a little bit. And if you also notice, the last 3 months as well, but I'm still bringing in money though, still bringing in money. And then I go to the product pricing, which beginning at the fourth month, like I said, I began to sell my pieces, and I'm selling them at $40, custom made. Okay, and I began to increase. If you notice, at the second year, I began to increase, and then again, I I began to decrease. And the reason for that is because my logic was that in the very beginning, I'm very familiar with different jewelry stores and shops in the local area. But I began to want to branch out internationally in different states. So, of course, um, the prices of certain beads or certain products will increase until I at least develop a personal relationship with these business owners and really decide on which items that I'm really interested in that particular year. Again, it is custom pieces, and if you notice by the end of the second year, the prices began to lower. Because by then, I'm hoping that I've developed a relationship with certain vendors, and I'm able to purchase certain things in bulks. So again, you look at my materials, $6.50 per unit, and the labor, $11.50. Okay. And also, if you're looking at the manufacturer monthly, I think this was pretty realistic. Going through the first year. Um, in certain months, I sold more. I manufactured more between these months, and then again, I went back down at the end of the second year. And that's only because during those particular months, more people are preparing for the biggest holiday season, which is around Christmas time, around Christmas time. So inventory. Okay. You look down here in the inventory or whatever. So if you notice in the second year, my inventory, it increased again. It increased dramatically. And again, it increased dramatically because again, if you notice again, where was it? I began to order products internationally. Where are we at? Internationally. Right. So of course the price of the material will cost a lot more until I actually develop that relationship. Here we go. Until I actually develop that relationship with certain companies. So once I start receiving custom made pieces, then of course I am beginning to increase my inventory because now I'm able to receive inventory in bulk during the second year. And if you notice by the end again, it begins to settle down a little bit. However, I'm still bringing in cash or income. So my fixed cost was something that I would say my mentor or the SME really was concerned about. Because the first thing, if you notice, the rent, $100 all the way for a year, and then it increased to 200. Okay, so his question was, where in the world today are you gonna find rent that is that cheap? unless it is a home-based business. So I did explain to the accountant that the idea is the business will be home based. However, for marketing purposes, I will be renting out a booth, and it's basically like half mall, half hairs, hair boutique where they sell clothing and different other items. So I will be selling a booth, and the booth is a pretty good size. So I will rent that out for $100. But again, my business will be mostly home based. And so, of course, sitting fees or renting booths, they do increase. So it did increase by 200. You see my salary. Right now, I believe the first 2 months, I'm really again trying to get my business out there, market, and making sure that I develop certain relationships with certain um, uh, companies. So of course, salary is still not too bad. 50, well, let's see, 5100. And then, of course, I had to include the utilities, my phone, internet, and things like this. That was one thing that the MSE also had um, suggested, that I want to make sure that he wanted to make sure that I realized that regardless if my business is home based or if it's in the business, you're going to have utilities, phone, and specific fixed costs in order to be able to operate. So he wanted me to rethink this amount, and he's thinking that, of course, this needs to increase. Okay. All right. So of course my equipment costs, of course it will include, certain material to make the jewelry. There, and because it's custom made, there are different types of machines or tools that I need. And of course I need a lot of lighting. I need certain, types of furniture in order to make the furniture. I mean, in order to make the jewelry pieces on. So I looked at the depreciation cost, and I think the equipment depreciates pretty well. Um, yeah, it depreciates pretty well after a 2-year period, I think, if you notice. Um, and so most of these tools and things that I use, they are, pretty much reusable. So I think I did pretty well uh, with choosing the right type of equipment for my business. And of course, we have our tax rate, taxable income, the 30%, and the interest earned on cash balance, which is 3%. So this is a brief overview of my assumption for my business. This is also a look at my sources and use of cash. And again, I really do, by looking at this, I really do believe that the money is being spent pretty wisely. Again, because there's red, because again, in the first 3 months, there isn't any income coming in. So, but I think over the next couple of months, it makes up for it. And here's my balance sheet. So thank you so much for allowing me to review my assumptions. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And I'm always open to ideas or suggestions.